Hello, my name's Mandy and I'm here to teach you how to use Canva. If you've used Canva before, or if this is something that's brand new to you, this video will be perfect for you. We walk through everything that you need to know, where everything is in Canva, how to use templates, how to save everything, how to get everything the exact size that you want it, and how to do this with no prior design experience. So this video is a little over an hour, but it goes through every bit of the basics of Canva for you so that you're ready to start designing on your own. All right. Take a look. All right, so the first thing I want to show you through is this home page. All right, if you ever need to get back to the home page, just remember you can hit this Canva logo here, or you can hit the home button depending on where you're at. Okay, so we're going to start here on the left with the kind of toolbar. All right, so you can see all of your projects here by hitting projects. All right, I'm going to show you here in a minute how to put things in folders. This really helps to be able to find all of your stuff really easily. Okay, otherwise it's just going to be in recent designs in the order in which that you have made edits. Okay, so this is where you can find your projects by folder, all of your designs, again in order of which you have been in there, and so on. All right, also on the left here you can find templates. Okay, this is so important. You really need to use templates if you're a beginner, or even if you're not. It really helps to make really clean designs to use their templates. It's not cheating, right? We just want to change out our stuff for what someone has already made. It's a smart idea. So these are all categorized by the different kinds of templates that they have. I love looking through this because I wouldn't have even thought to look for templates for graphs, right? I would have tried to make something myself and it wouldn't have looked nearly as good as all of this, all right? So they have the sky's the limit on these templates. It's great. You can look for a resume. All right, so there's lots of options for everything. That's your business options. Social media, if you're gonna use this primarily for social media, this is where you wanna be, okay? So Instagram posts, if you go in here, you can create a blank Instagram post, or you can look through the different ones that they already have here. All right, find something. When you're looking at templates, I always recommend to look for what you want the design to look like, not the colors, okay? Because it's really easy to go, oh, this one's pretty on brand for me. I can change the brand out. I just need to make sure that I pick one that has, if I'm looking for something for a place for several pictures, I want to pick one like this. But if I don't really have pictures at all, then I might want to pick something more like this, okay? All right, once you find one that you like, so let's say that I like this one, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to customize this template, and that's going to allow me to go ahead and make my changes. All right, so it's that simple. And then we start to get rid of, we can just hit delete. We can either delete an image or delete the grid. If I delete the image, we'll still have a frame here to put the picture that we want in, and it'll fit perfectly. That's what I recommend, okay? I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to hit the 3 lines here and the Canva logo, and this will take me back home, like I said. All right, and so now if we go back to templates, you can continue to look here. I'm going to show you another way to get to templates from within your design, and we'll do that here in a little while, okay? If you have the pro version, the brand kits are amazing. Okay, so if you hit brand kits here, you can see I have brand kits in. I do social media and websites and things like that. So I have lots of different brand kits. Most of you will just have the one brand kit, and that's great too. But it's so nice when you're designing to have a brand kit in, because if you look at it, you can see that I have every single variation of my logo in here, so I can pop those into a design at any time. It also has my exact colors, so that anytime that I need to change a color on a design, maybe I'm using a template, maybe I'm not, I can just hit that one and it'll be my exact color without having to look for it. Same with fonts. These are my different fonts that I use, and they're all in here for me. So when I'm designing, it's very easy. I also, I guess I skipped over this. Brand voice, you can add your brand voice in there. Photos, so I have added some of my headshots to make it easy to put in designs. You can also put other graphics and icons in here. I don't have those, but to make sure that images that you used over and over will be there, okay? We're gonna go back out to brand kits. If you wanna create one, all you have to do is go to brand kits, go to add new, and then name it. So I'm just gonna name it mine. Nope, mine. All right. And then all you have to do is just add your logo from your, from whatever folders you have on your computer. And once you add your logo, it usually puts some colors in here. You have to make sure that they're correct because it doesn't always give you the exact color from your logos, but you can also add a color here and you just put in the hex code. If you don't know what a hex code is, it's the hashtag and then 6 letters and numbers that make that exact color that's in your brand. All right, once you have all of your brand colors in, then you come down to your fonts, and for your title font you just need to go to choose font here, and maybe you already have your fonts. That's great. If not, you can just pick the ones that you want. All right, you can also, if you're going to create your brand within here, you can type in that you want a bold font for your title font, and then just find one that works for you. Maybe I like this one, okay? And then subtitle, subheading, all of those different ones you can add in. You don't have to have something in every single one of these, and that's absolutely fine. But most brands have 2 or 3 different fonts in them, so you can add those in however you'd like. All right, also with photos, like I said, it's gonna take you to your files, and you can do that, or your photos if you want to get it off of your computer. That's great. All right, you add all those in. You don't need to press save. It automatically saves for you, and that's something that you should know about Canva, is that it's automatically saving every couple of seconds, so you never have to save anything, which is great. All right, so that is what's amazing about brand kits. I'll show you once we get into a design how that works, okay? How you can access all of this. Another really cool thing on this toolbar is apps, okay? So a lot of people ask me, if you have the pro version, you can use a content planner for your social media. I don't use this because I plan my social media a different way, but it is really helpful. And technically, once you get this all set up, you can post to your Instagram and everywhere straight from here, which is really nice. I'm not gonna go into this today. This is a little bit more advanced, but you can also, another app is product photos. So let's just say that you have a photo of a product, and I am going to have to, I don't have something readily available, but basically this puts your product photos on a background that's not your living room floor or your countertop. So it is really cool to be able to make better content photos. All right. The next thing is mock-ups. This is really great if you're designing t-shirts or mugs or any of these different things. They have so many different mock-ups for you. You can put excellent pictures in here. We design websites, so if we wanted to make a mock-up of where it just looks like somebody's new website is on one of these computers, all I would do is click on it, and then I would just drop in the screenshot that I got of the, let's say I want this one. So I would take, let's just say that this is what I wanted on there. All right, it's just gonna pop it right in, and now it looks like this computer has that on it, which I think is really great. And then you can just save it, or you can adjust it to fit better or whatever you'd like, okay? So again, I'm not gonna dig way into these things today, but it is nice to know that you have all of these options in here, okay? And then obviously AI tools and things like that that are in here are incredible. The last thing on this toolbar is the Dream Lab, okay? The Dream Lab is where all things AI happen. So if I wanted to create a design today, I could say woman in black leather jacket by sports car. Okay, and now I can hit create. And there are other options to make this different sizes and different looks, right? But this is what it's going to pump out for me. Now, I can ask them to create it again and come up with different stuff, or I can be more specific. I could say black-haired woman, right? So I can be as specific as I want to, and it'll pump out different things for me. I love this so much, and you will too if you toy around with it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go back home, and I am going to show you how to get a design started. So we already talked about templates. You can go through templates. You can also use this top search bar. All right, so with this top search bar, I can type in Instagram post, all right, and I can hit that, and it's going to show me some things that I have designed that are Instagram posts at the top, and then it's going to show me a whole bunch of Canva templates for Instagram posts, okay? And I can search through here and see if I like any of these, all right? Or I can create a blank one, and then, like I said, I'll show you how to look for templates within the blank design, and we'll do that soon. All right, so that is one way. You can search through the search bar. You can also come over here on the left and hit create a design. And let's say that I want to do a flyer. All right, I love starting this way, especially when I have something that I need to be a pretty specific size, because if I just hit flyer over in this search bar, it's not going to give me all these choices. But I want an 8.5 by 11 flyer, and so you can choose which size you want, which is very important. All right, this one is not going to show you the templates, okay, if you do it by create a design. And so here's where I'll show you how to find a template once you're already in a blank design. So if you go over here to our left toolbar within a design, you can hit design, and now you have lots of template choices. I mostly find my templates through this because I can be really specific now. So I can say St. Patrick's Day party, okay? And now it's just gonna show me flyers that are specifically the templates for what I'm looking to do, okay? This is so much better than just looking through all the flyer templates, and I love it, okay? So now if I wanna pick one, I can get a design started and start to switch out the information for what I want, okay? I am going to, again, go home with the Canva logo. I'm going to show you a few more things. So I showed you by hitting create design, you can type in what you're looking for. All right. Within create design, you can also pick a custom size. All right. So let's say it's not a regular flyer size. Let's say that you're making an ad for a magazine that you're putting ad in. All right. So that ad is 2 by 4. Okay, but it's not pixels, it's inches. All right, if I don't pick inches first, it's gonna change it. So I need to pick the units that I want first, and now I can create a new design. All right, so my ad looks like this, and again, I can start to design from scratch, or I can go up to design, and I can type in magazine ad, okay? And when I do that, now I have all of these choices, okay? So let's go back out, 3 lines, Canva logo. The other thing that I can do through Create a Design is I can just upload a photo, okay? So I'm gonna upload a file. We're gonna make it this one because it's easy and available, all right? And now I can either edit this image, right? And so at the size that it is, however I want it, or I can use it in a design, Obviously, if you're going to use it in a design, you can add it another way too, and I'll show you that. But if you just want to edit the image, now you don't have to pick a size that it needs to be. You can just come in here and use your filters. You can remove the background. You can blur the background. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so this is a great option for when you just want to use Canva to edit your photos. Okay, I'm going to cancel out of this, but you can save it and download it and everything that you need from there. All right. There are also these shortcuts here to get you where you're going. So if I use Instagram post, the square one, a lot, I can just hit this and it's going to be in my kind of recently used there, and it's going to automatically start me a design. I love that. That makes things exponentially easier. All of these are here for you. Okay. You can also do the custom size from here and the upload from here without having to go in to create a design. That's nice for people who want to, you know, make things how they like them. All right, so now I'm going to show you, this is one of the designs that I started. I told you earlier when we were talking about projects, how to make folders and how to organize your designs. This is really important because otherwise you're just going to be searching through your designs like this, and when did I make it and how many things have I made since then. So if I go to the edit, right? So you can see it's called just listed real estate because I just used a template. So now I can call this flyer for realtors. Okay. So now it's named. All right. So now I can save it. Well, let's get back out. Sorry. I didn't mean to click on that. Okay. So now if I need to search it, I'll remember that it's a realtor's flyer. Okay. But if I want to put it in a folder, okay, I can hit the three dots here. I can move to folder and I can find the folder that I want to put it in. So maybe I want it in ROG because that's some realtors that we work with. I could just hit that and it's going to go there. But let's say that you're creating this from scratch. So you need to create a new, right? Create a new folder. And I'm just going to name this realtors. And then I'm going to move it to that new folder. Okay. So now whenever I come up to projects, you'll see I have a new folder called realtors somewhere. I wonder if it would be towards the bottom. I can also go to folders here. It's usually in the order in which we use them the most. Okay, the folder is here. We just have to wait for it to show up, but it is here. And now I can go into that folder and I can see everything that I saved, which is just the one thing so far. But if you look, I've saved a lot of things in this folder and they're all here for me. All right, so I don't have to go searching for them. We're gonna come back out to the home page. All right. And this is what you needed to learn about the home page. So now let's dig into a design. All right. So I am going to jump into this design that I grabbed a template for. All right. And I showed you earlier, you can just start to delete the things that you don't want. And so I'm going to delete all of those and I can pop in my own pictures. Let's also, we're going to ungroup this so that we can mess around with the pictures. I'm going to hit delete and see what happens. I didn't like that. If you don't like something that you did, let's go ahead and hit undo. Do you see this at the top? All right. And okay, so this wasn't a, oh, it is. It was still connected. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in and we'll put a new picture in there. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna go to the left side. Anything that you bring to the design from your own computer or phone, you can find right here. Okay, so we're gonna grab this picture, all right, and you just put it on your design. We're gonna hover it over the frame that we want it in, and we're gonna drop it, okay? And I'm gonna double click on this because it didn't sit her right in the frame. And I'm gonna move it down, all right? And I'm gonna hit done, all right? I still don't love that. We're gonna, oops, wrong thing. We're gonna double click on here again. Let's try smart crop. Let's see if it'll No, smart crop is not smart right now, so I'm gonna put it back. I might need a different picture. I might need to crop it differently to make it work, but this is what we're gonna roll with for right now. All right, so now I wanna put in the other pictures. Again, I'm going to uploads because these are pictures that I brought to the table, all right? These are not pictures that I'm pulling from the internet. So I'm going to put in just a couple of random pictures, but again, like I said, all you have to do is hover them over and it'll pop right in. And again, double click if you want to make sure that the picture goes exactly where you want it in the frame. All right, and one more, pop her in, double click. All right, so now I have successfully changed out all the pictures, which is what I wanted to do. And now I'm going to change out the information. So just listed, that's fine. That's what I wanted it to say. I want to change out this address. So I'm going to put 1234 Heather Drive. Okay, so now I can put whatever I want. That's all good. You know, change this out. And now I just need to change out maybe colors. Okay, so let's just say I didn't like this part of it. Okay, you can take out anything in a template that you don't like. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the whole grid because I don't want any of it. I would like the background to all be the same color, so I'm just going to keep it like this, but I want it to be a color that's in my brand. I'm going to do this a color that's in my brand. So we are going to come over here. You can see you have the colors that are already in the document that you can pick from, or you have your brand kits. Okay, so I'm going to choose my brand kit. I'm going to select it. And now here are my brand colors. I want it to be this pink color behind, and we're good to go. Okay, you can also pick colors that are within the images that you've added. You can pick a color here. You can add gradients, which are great. We'll go into those later. Or you can put in a specific hex code that you like, okay? So we changed out the color. Now we're gonna change out the fonts because all the words are what I wanted them to be. So I'm just gonna change out the font. Again, I'm staying on brand, so I'm gonna go down to my brand kit here, and I'm going to change this to my cursive font. And sometimes the font comes in, it might be a little bit too big, and that's okay. So we're just going to make it a little bit smaller, pull it down, and that looks good. All right. I'm going to also change this to one of my brand fonts, okay? And something that I really want you to see right here is the change all right? So everything that is this font on this template, if I hit change all, it's gonna make all of those things my brand font, all right? So it's all Babus New now, and that's fantastic. Now, once in a while, it's gonna change something that you didn't want it to change, and that's fine, because let's say that I wanted these to be a different font. That's okay. I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna make these Nexa, and I'm gonna change all. Nope, they're all connected. All right, so I'm gonna go like this and undo. I'm gonna come over here, hit Nexa again, and good to go. All right, so now I made this exactly what I wanted it to be. All right, and maybe there's some stuff, maybe there's one more thing. I might want to delete this because I don't really like it. Or I might want to add a frame of my own. So I told you that every single thing that you are uploading yourself is going to be under uploads. If there's something that you're going to use from Canva, an image that Canva houses, you're going to go to elements. All right, so that is everything: images, sounds, videos that are in Canva, shapes, graphs, frames, it's all here. Okay, so I'm going to type in frames. All right, and there will be the frames that can pop pictures into. That's not what I want here. Maybe I want to be more specific and say circle picture frames. All right, so the reason that I know this is because there is a color up here in the top toolbar. So I can change this to one of my brand colors. So I'm going to change the color of this frame to my gray. And now I am going to pull from the corner and figure out how to make it fit, or keep going. All right, and now it fits around that perfectly and we are good to go. All right, oop, I found a couple more things. I need to change this brown to gray, nope, to black, and to black, and probably this box too. Oh, this is a graphic. Maybe I don't need that. Okay, so now this is how I like it, and I can go and share, download as a PNG, and download, okay? Easy peasy. Now I'm going to start anew, and I want to show you through some of the things that you can do with these different tools on Canva, okay? So first things first, I showed you through the templates, and then I showed you how to find elements. Again, be specific with your search, but you can find all things shapes, all right? So this is like, let's say that I wanted to add a square. Why is it doing that? All right, it'll pop a square straight up on here, but let's say I wanted to add a square to behind this logo. This is, I'm not gonna pretend that this is gonna be a beautiful design because I'm just gonna show you a whole bunch of stuff. All right, this went over the logo. We don't want that, all right? So when you have elements, you can come up to this toolbar, hit position, all right? And I wanna hit layers, okay? Layers makes it so that things will be in the order. I want this to be actually behind, so I'm gonna go down the page. Nope, too far, because I went behind there. Okay, so now I put it over the swoopy things, and now this sits behind there. Again, that doesn't look good, but you can go to elements and you can find whatever different shapes or whatever that might add to your design, okay? So we are good on that. We can also search specific things. So I always show people by searching frogs, okay? This design does not need any frogs, but I'm gonna show you through here, okay? So it splits it up. Let's look at frogs. You can see a whole bunch of stuff here, but I want you to use these little tabs up here because this is everything. You can just look at graphics. Those are the cartoony looking frogs, all right? You can pick one, it'll go straight on here. You make it the fit that you want, and you set it right here, right? Okay, so you can look at graphics for everything. Shoot, I got off of frogs. Okay, so that was graphics. Photos, all right? If you need a real photo of real frogs, here they are for you. You pick the one that you want and drop that straight into your design, okay? Now, with every picture that we get, we may want to remove the background or we may want to keep it. In this case, I'm going to remove the background, okay? Because I mean, this will not look good in the design either way, but if I go to background remover, this is only for the pro plan, so you can't use this. If not, it's the #1 reason that I love the pro plan, I think, because I can remove the backgrounds on everything that I want. All right, but now you can just move about however, all right? So that's a cool thing. You can also get videos of frogs, all right? So these frogs are, you can't really see much except for that his little chin is moving. You can also get frog audio, all right? So we would add this, and now if we press play, you would be able to hear it, okay? And then there are no shapes. Every single search that you do is gonna have graphics, photos, videos, audio, shapes, frames, mock-ups, what's this one? Charts, okay? But there's no frog for most of those, okay? Just the first 4. But I just wanted to show you how no matter what you search, it will give you options for these things if they have them within Canva, okay? So I showed you how to put things in frames, but I do want to show you how the frames work. All right, so you can pick from, I mean, a million frames. A lot of people ask me how I get something to look like it's on a phone. This is how you would do it. And then you would come over here and you would just drop her into the phone, okay? So that's how you use frames. A lot of people don't know how people are, let's go back to elements. A lot of people don't know how people are getting pictures inside of letters. That's within frames too. All right, so you can find every letter, every number here, which is a fun thing. All right, so that is frames. And then charts. All right, if you make a lot of charts for your job and you have to put them on, say, PowerPoint presentations, these are fantastic. I love a pie chart. We're gonna put this on here, okay? And to edit it is so simple, right? So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna type, so let's say we're actually talking about real pies. So we're gonna put in apple pie, pumpkin pie, cherry pie, okay? So let's say we only have 3 things. We're gonna delete these last 2. And then the number is going to be the, let's say, percentage of people or the number of people who voted for each of these. So we'll say 60% of people wanted apple pie, 12% here, so that's 72. So what's that? 28 fills out the rest. And then we'll take out 10%. Okay, so now we just have these 3 pies. And what I really love about this is not just that you can put in your data, but that you can change out the colors. So now I can have a brand colored, and I'm just going up to these and putting my brand colors in them. So now it's brand colored for me, okay? I love this. I am using such a dumb thing to show you this. So, but if you can see, these come up there for you too. All right, if you get out of that, you can go back into it by hitting edit. There are settings on this. This could just be numbers instead of percentages. I like percentages. There could be a legend at the top of which one's cherry, which one's pumpkin, which one's apple. You can also add your data through a spreadsheet. You just have to save it as a CSV file, I think, SVG. I can't remember. I think it tells you a CSV, right? So you can, or a Google Sheet or whatever. All right, so that's really nice if you have a lot of things in your table there, okay? So that's how you use those, and they can be really great for you. We're gonna go back out to elements and X out. All right, so I showed you shapes, I showed you frames, I showed you charts, and then again, just a unlimited amount of photos. Something that I did want to show you, let's just say that we searched beaches, okay? And I want a photo of a beach, but I need it to be more vertical, okay? So if you see up here, there's a little filter guy, and I can only look at the vertical ones, okay? I can also look at only ones that are pro or only free, depending on what I'm using this for. I can look at only cutouts, but I just want to look at ones that are vertical right now, okay? And so now, instead of me sifting through and seeing which ones are vertical, because most of them are horizontal, now I have these choices and so much easier. Okay, so use your filters. Those are fantastic. We're going to start a new one because this has gotten super busy. All right, so for a template, I'll just grab this one. Okay, so now I want to show you through, because we already went through elements, we're going to go through text, okay? So when I'm thinking about text, I want to know how to add text boxes. I want to know how to change text. I want to know everything that I can do with it. All right, so first and foremost, we're gonna move this out of the way for a minute. Let's say that we need to add a complete text box. We just don't have the one that we want. Let me move this back because we're just gonna add a text box down here. So I can add a text box by grabbing one of my brand fonts, okay? So if I do that, I hit that, it adds that, and now I can move it down to where I want to add it right under here. And actually I'm gonna move this up, move this in, okay? So I can add that and type in, let's say, oops, gotta click on it, email address, okay? So I can add that now, something that you want to do with, we'll dig into that in a little while. Okay, so I can add one of my text or my brand fonts. That's fabulous. Another way to add a text box, we're gonna get rid of this, is just to hit add a text box, okay? Now, this is the fastest way to add a text box to just get to going, all right? And I can put it right here and I can start typing in it and it'll be great. And then I can come back and change the font to whatever I want it to be. All right, so maybe I grab one of my brand fonts, or maybe I search through and find one that I think will look good. If I'm not making something that's branded, maybe I like this one. All right, it does not look good, but I can totally do that, okay? We're gonna go back out to text. All right, so that's one way. You can also search fonts, okay? So let's just say that we are going to search script. So script fonts are like cursive, all right? They're pretty. And so I can just add a text box by searching the kind of font that I want and then picking one that I want, and it's gonna add it. It added it really small. Sometimes you're gonna have to make it much bigger. Sometimes you're gonna have to search for it because they dropped it in the middle of a picture or something like that. All right, but that's a way to add fonts. We're gonna get out of here. And then another way to add fonts is to add text boxes is to go down to these font combinations and find one that you like, okay? So maybe we're thinking of a new heading for this. And so I want something like this, okay? This is exactly what I'm looking for. I throw it on there. Let's get rid of this picture because we don't need it right now. We just get rid of that picture by hitting the trash can, okay? And so we are going to, I don't know how much these are combined. I can change this, let's see, to say the words that I want by saying now, okay? So that was to change that. I can change it to hello. Oh, get rid of this and say hello, all right? And then, there we go. Now I can get in here and say, well, hello, okay? So I can also get back in here and I can change this to one of my font colors. Oh my goodness, okay. They are really connected. We're gonna ungroup these because I can't, and then click out of it. These are so close together. All right, so now I've double clicked. I can go up to the text color and I can change this to one of my brand colors. And I can come down here and text color, let's say I want that to be black, all right? Something that, that you could run into when you use these text combinations is that some of the colors are gonna be stationary. They're not gonna be able to be changed, okay? So we want to keep that in mind. Most of them, we'll go back out here, when you look through these, most of them can be changed. Like this one, doesn't have any kind of weird like background color to it. Ooh, you know what? I might be able to change it because it looks like there's an effect on it. So if I hit effect, I can come down here, make the effect my gray color, or my pink color, so at least it matches, all right? So that can be changed. Some of them have a neon thing that you can't change or whatever, but everything else should be good to go. So feel free to do this. You can change out colors. You can change out, if I wanted to, I could make this one maybe not this font anymore. I don't know why I would change that because I picked these fonts together, but you never know, all right? So these are all the ways to add a text box. Now I want to talk about how you can use the text and all the things that you can do to it. So if I have the purple box around this, now I can start making changes. So we already saw this. You can click here and you can change out the font. So let's change it to this. All right, so now I just changed out that font. I can also change the size. This is all just like Microsoft Word or anything that you've used forever. So you change the size, you change the color of the word. So let's say we want it that color. And again, with colors and everything, you can hit change all, and anything that was that kind of bluish color is now going to be black. You can bold it, you can italicize, you can underline, you can scratch through, you know, so there's lots of different options for what you can do to your text. And this is something that I absolutely love. All right, this lowercase a, uppercase a, this allows you to take words that are all in capitals or capitals in lowercase, and you can change them to the opposite. I love this because bolding things and capitalizing them and things like that can be really good design options. We don't want to do too much in all caps because it looks very yelly, but some things like your headings can be in all uppercase, and that's really helpful. All right. I also love that whenever I take it out of that, it still leaves the first letters capitalized. So that's really nice. All right. Other things you can do are alignment. All right. So you can hit this until you have it flush right, flush left, centered. Okay. So that's like normal. For this, so let's say for this one, click on it, get the purple box around it. I can add bullet points, okay? Or I can hit it another time and make them numbered, okay? So that's cool. I'm gonna get rid of that. I can also, so let's, actually this one is together, okay? Other things that you can do, well, let's start with this one. So this is one of my favorite things and helps me with my designs on Canva is spacing. Okay, spacing is a big deal in design, and it can change the whole look. So whoopsie, so I can make the letters spread out a little bit. All right, so that makes it go across most of the design. That's cool. I can also, nope, what am I even on? I can also go back in here and make them closer together. Okay, we don't want to make them too close together, but sometimes it really helps to be able to fit more on a line, right? So that it helps your design by making them a little bit closer together. I don't think that this changed too much by making them closer together. All right, I want to show you this too, because the other thing within here is line spacing, okay? So sometimes you're going to type something out and you're going to have a couple of different lines within one. Come on, let's get out of the way. All right, you're gonna have a couple of different lines within one, and you're gonna want these to be really close together or further apart, okay? So if you hit the spacing, and now we're gonna space these so that there's a little bit more room in between the lines, or if you're trying to save room, you can make it closer together. So I love that as well. All right, cool stuff. All right, so let's talk about this one. Let's say that these words are need to be centered, but you don't need that big of a text box. You can just bring it in, and now you can have something a little easier to work with, and now we got that centered nicely. All right, you can also use transparency. I call this the checkered flag, but this is transparency. So I can make these letters a little bit more transparent. All right, so that they're not as dark. Sometimes this is really helpful in design as well. All right, let's do this on this one. All right, effects is the next one. Effects can really, really make or break a design. So if I hit effects here, and let's just say that I just need this to stand out just a little bit more. One of the ones I like the most is shadow, okay? It makes it stand out just a little bit more. This is really great for when you have words on an image or something like that. All right, you can offset it more to look more like a shadow. You can bring it in so it's just a little bit. You can blur that background a little bit. You can make it not transparent at all, so it just kind of looks bolded. I like to use this a lot if some fonts don't let you bold, right? So sometimes you need that so you can get rid of transparency on the shadow, and now it looks a little bolder, okay? You can also change out the color that is your shadow. So if I wanted it to be this pink color with a lot less transparency, no transparency, now you can see that pink popping out a little bit, okay? All right, let's get out of this and back in. Okay, so let's say I didn't like that. I tried it out, didn't like it. I'm gonna hit none again, and now we're back to normal. You can also use lift, which kind of just adds a, kind of makes it look like it's standing out from the page a little bit with the little blurred background, all right? You can make the intensity high, all right? So you can see that made it a lot more, or low. That's one of your options. We're gonna go back to none. Hollow. A lot of people like this to be able to have hollowed out letters, okay? And splice, that's hollow with a color. And again, we can add the pink so you can see how that would look. We'll go back to none. Outline, this is a good one as well. This can be a great design option. None. All right, and then echo. And then glitch, and then neon, okay? And then a lot of people love this one, the background, okay? This one I have to change a lot whenever I use it, change the settings, because let's say I want a completely square background, not rounded corners. I want it spread not very far. I want it to hug my design. And then you can make it transparent a little bit. Some people like that for, again, on top of pictures or something like that. And then of course you can change out the color and we're good to go. All right. So these are your options for effects to just make your words stand out a little bit more. The other thing that I love to show people, because a lot of people don't understand how people have curved letters, okay? Like curved words. And so all you do is come to the bottom of effects and hit curve, okay? So now I have, let's get this out of here so you can really see it. Okay, so I have curved this word. Now I can curve it more, all right? Or I can make it just a teeny bit curved. All right, like not very much, but just a little bit or a lot. I can also curve things up by going the other direction. All right, a lot of people want to understand how you can make something go in a complete circle. All right, so let's say we want it all the way curved, and then I come up here to my letter spacing again. I'm going to space the letters, and then I'm gonna have a completely curved deal. Obviously, this works better with when there's more letters to choose from, okay? But this is how people do a complete circle of letters, all right? So again, effects, curve, or no curve, whatever you'd like, all right? You can also animate letters. Now, keep in mind, when you animate letters, now you have a video, okay? If you animate anything, you have a video. If you want to animate something on a picture, that's a video, okay? So let's say we want those to come in like a typewriter or ascend from the bottom, okay? So this is a fun thing to use. I use this mostly on presentations, but you can make a kind of static photo that you're using to promote something on social media. You can make it a video and make it just a little bit more exciting, okay? So you would have to do each wording separately, and just keep in mind the order in which that you add animations to each of your words are the order in which they're gonna come in, okay? So just keep that in mind. There are some really cool things that you can do. You can create your own animation. If you've ever seen a video where somebody had words look like they're sliding out from behind a picture, they did it by creating an animation. and they just went like this, okay? And so now let's say that we started with a picture on top of this and then these slid out. You can do that. I'm going to delete that path and go back to create animation. There's also some really cool ones that you wouldn't have thought of that are the normal. Rotate, flicker, okay? Pulse and wiggle, okay? So those are pretty cool as well. All right, so those are your animations. Again, if you animate anything, pictures or words on here, then you have a video. And then position, we talked about before. You can put these in the order, like if you have things that are gonna overlap, let's say that these words are gonna overlap with this picture, you need to make sure that these words are on top of the picture, not behind the picture. And we do that by, so let's say that I had put this down underneath the picture in order of importance, then now this goes behind. So all I have to do is get this above this and we're good to go, even though, again, I'm not showing you anything beautiful. I just want you to understand how it works. Okay. You can also use this just like Format Painter on Microsoft. If you hit copy style here, I can make these words the exact same size and font and color and everything of this. Okay, that really comes in handy sometimes when you're designing. All right, last thing. If I right click my mouse, I can find a lot of these things, okay? Duplicate is one of them. I use that a lot. You can also use duplicate here as well as delete and find all the things that are in the right click by hitting these three. All right. But the thing that I want to show you in here is link. Okay. So if you are making, let's say, a PDF or something that someone will have a digital copy of. All right. If you're posting a Instagram post, putting a link on will do it won't help at all because people can't click on links on pictures. But let's say that this were to be some type of PowerPoint presentation or PDF that you're sending someone that you need a link in, you can link any words that you want. So if I hit link here, now all I have to do is pull in, let's go to my website. So I just need, okay. So I'm just gonna just paste this link in and I hit done. And now anytime that somebody clicks on this in my PDF, or if I click on it on my presentation, then it's going to go to my website. All right. It automatically puts a line under here and we don't always need that because that looks really bad. So I'm just going to underline it, but it is still linked for you. Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to show you is things that you can do with pictures. All right. There's a lot of the same stuff, but let's just go through them. So if I have the purple box around here, I can use the background remover. This is a pro feature, but if you have it, then you can remove the background. That's fabulous. It might take a second. Okay, and now I don't have a background. I'm going to undo this because I want to show you how this works. I can also do so many different editing things. These, most of them are more advanced, the different things that you can do, but you can do all the regular filters that you could do on your phone in here. You can add shadows. So like you can add an outline to this picture. You can add a drop shadow or just a glow. Okay. So there's lots of options in shadows. You can blur. So let's say I wanted to, let's see if it'll do it with just a little bit. No. So you can add specific blur, but there is one for blurring autofocus. Okay. So the autofocus will allow it to just blur out the background for me in a moment. Okay. So now that background is blurred. All right. Face retouch. This is like Facetune. Lots of options for you. Okay. And then there's lots of apps that can make things happen with your pictures. So definitely dig into that yourself. But every single picture can have a border. All right, and you can change the color of that border by hitting the donut looking thing, and we can make it a pink border. All right, I can round the corners of my border if I want to, and now I've rounded that picture a little bit. I can crop the picture through here, all right, if I would like to. So let's say I wanted to add her whole body, all right, so now I could do that, and now my picture is her whole body. That's nice. Or if it started out as the whole body, I could crop it up to just her head. I can also flip, all right, so hold on, let me get these out of here. All right, if I go to flip, I can horizontal flip. All right, sometimes this is really helpful in certain designs. If you need to put a picture at the bottom, but you're kind of over to the side. You can also vertical flip, all right? You won't need that as much, but I have used that to create, let's just say, I'm gonna go back up. Let's just say that I wanted to create a reflection of this person. I could duplicate the picture, all right, bring it right here. I could flip it vertically, okay, and then I could use the transparency, all right, and now it looks like she's got a shadow. All right, I obviously would need to do some work to this to get the frame off and things like that, but that's the reason that I've used that before. Again, the transparency, you can make any picture a little bit more transparent or less transparent. You can animate pictures just like, that's weird how that came on. These all look the same. These are very weird. I don't know what's going on with that right now, but you can animate any picture. And again, this will make it a video. Position, same thing. You can move things where you want them, and copy style is all the same. Again, you can right click and hit link, and then you can put in your link again, hit done, and now this picture, if anyone clicks it on a PDF or a presentation, then that's going to be there for them. That's kind of what you can do with pictures, all right? So we are going to go over to the other things on this toolbar. We showed you the brand kit, we showed you the uploads, how to put in your pictures and pick the ones that you want for your designs. There's also draw. I never used this, but if you wanted to circle something, let's say we grab this, all right? So you can do that. You can change the settings, the colors, everything. You can also, within any design, access your projects. So this has been really helpful for me before because I needed a picture that I used in something else for one of my designs. So if I wanted to, I could go in here, I could grab, let's say this Canva class, okay? I could grab this and it'll add as a new page, all right? And then I can just steal this picture and move it up because I don't know where I would find that exact picture again, right? Let's do this instead. So I'm just gonna copy and I'm gonna come into here and I'm gonna paste it, allow. Okay, so I can take this photo, I can put it where I want on here. I can go to the transparency and make it a full picture again and, you know, do whatever I want with it. But sometimes that is really helpful, okay? Let's go back out. So that's projects. You can also find a lot of apps within here. I am not going to show you all of these apps because that would take all day. But something that a lot of people like to learn are how to add QR codes to their designs, okay? So let's just say we're back on this one, just listed, and I got, you know, I have this stuff, sorry, come on, click, why won't it let me? This is so weird. All right, contact, okay, There we go. It's going to let me click this now. All right, so I moved those over, and now I'm going to put a QR code on here. All right, please only put QR codes on things that you are going to print, okay? Because if it's digital, if it's on social media, people can't scan it because they're already on their phone. But if you're going to print a flyer or something, QR codes are fantastic, right? Because we can get them to go to a specific URL. So I typed in QR code under apps. I'm going to hit QR code here. And I'm going to go back here. We want people to go to my website. And all I have to do is paste the QR code in here, and I can generate or paste the URL, and I can put this QR code directly on here, okay? All right, and now it's there, but that kind of looks like crap to me because I have a pink background. So I can go to customize and change that background color, and I'm gonna need to know what my color is first, and that is EEDCDC. So we go EEDCDC. Okay, so now that's going to make it the exact color. And I'm going to update the barcode or the QR code, and now it's going to fit straight on here and fit in really well. All right, so that's how you add a QR code. People ask me all the time, should I save my QR code? And the answer is no. You can make a new QR code every time that you come in here. If you'd like to save one, then you will need to make its own thing. Generate the QR code on here, stretch it. All right, so we're gonna stretch it, and then I can just save this one, and I can copy and paste it onto everything. But within here, it's easy to make your QR code so quickly that you really don't need to save those, okay? All right, let's go back out. Nope, we're going up. Okay, so those were the apps. There are so many. Just dig through here or search what some of the coolest apps are. You can also go to backgrounds. And if you're not seeing some of these on yours, these are things that I use a lot. And if you don't see them, but you want to get to backgrounds, all you have to do is go to apps and search backgrounds because it's technically an app. It's not a normal thing that's on there on your toolbar until you use a lot. But I can search green. So I want some sort of green for my background. All right, and maybe I want it to be a regular color. This one has a little design on it, but I can just try different ones out. All right, these textures can be really helpful for you, okay? Backgrounds are awesome. All right, so I showed you on the outside of a design how to save as a specific name, right? Because every template that you use will have the name that they came up with, but I can also change the name within here. So I can say just listed realtors, okay? So I can change that to whatever I want it to be, all right? I can also resize this. So let's say this is an Instagram post size right now. Let's say I need it to be a flyer. I can go to custom size. And like I told you before, if you're gonna put a specific size, you need to pick your units first. So let's say I want an 8.5 by 11. 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to copy and resize. If you know that you're not gonna need the size that you already have, you can just resize, but I like to copy and resize so that I can make sure that I have my original here. All right, and then I'm gonna open the new one. All right, it's gonna go directly into that one. It's gonna do its best to make this fit, but there are gonna be some things that you need to do. So I'm going to start working some magic here, and actually I might use a little bit more space so that everyone can have a good picture. Anyway, this is one of the things that you can do. Oh, I didn't show you about, I showed you how to ungroup, but I didn't show you how to regroup, okay? So I wanna show you this really quick. If you, well, you need to be careful. If you start by clicking outside of what you want to group together so that you can move things together, you click outside of it and then you hover until you have a purple box around both things or all 6 things or whatever that you want to group. And I have it around the picture and the frame. And so now that's going to pop up automatically. All right, so now I can move those together and not have to move them separate. All right, same with this. I want these to move together. All right, so I'm going to move these down a little bit, but I didn't want this to go with it. It just went. So I'm going to move this back up, move this down, and obviously it messed up because I put a different background on it, but now I can make this fit the flyer like I wanted it. All right, great. So that's the resize tool. Let's see, is there anything else in there that you need to learn? If I told you earlier, it saves itself, but you can see all changes saved. If there's a check mark in here, then you are good and saved, which is great. All right, the last thing I want to show you is how to save. All right, so when you hit share, not how to save so much as save it to your computer, right? It's already saved within Canva. So I can hit download here after I hit share, and I can either do all 5 pages, or I can unselect all and do my current page, or I can just hit the page that I want, okay? Hit done and download, okay? But you'll also have to pick your file type. So this was set to MP4. I want it to be a PNG. All right, and I'm still selected on page 1, and now I can hit download. It's gonna go in my downloads. I can put it in the folder that I want on my computer, and I'm good to go. Okay, if I hit share here and download, if you do all 5 pages, that's fine. When you hit download, nope, still gotta switch it to a PNG. When you hit download, it's gonna save it as a zip file, all right? And then you can put it into whatever folder you want within or outside of the zip file. All right, other things that you can do here. When I hit share, I can do a collaboration link if I would like, that anyone with the link can access. All right, I can hit share, and I can make it so that anyone can collaborate with me on this, all right? So only people with access can collaborate, or anyone with a link can collaborate. And by that, it means that it's going to be in my Canva, it's gonna be in your Canva, and we can both make edits to it, all right? Or it can be a link where they can just view it. Anyone with a link can view it, or only people with access can view it, all right? So you just copy that link and email it to them, and you can add the people with access here, okay? Other things that you can do are just a public view link, all right? This is just so that anyone can view it that you want to. They will not have access to edit it in any way. You can also print with Canva. Through here, that's where you would get there. You can do a template link, all right? Apparently a template link is only on the paid version, but the template link is fantastic. So let's say that you work with somebody, they want what you have, but you don't want them to make any changes to yours, okay? So the template link allows them to have this exact thing, but whenever they make changes to it in their Canva, it's not gonna make any changes to yours. This is very cool. A lot of people use that to sell things, templates on Etsy, okay? You can also move to a folder here. You can also present anything, a presentation, or just, you know, what I made today, I can present here. All right, so now I can present this like a PowerPoint presentation. Oh my goodness, it has the frog on it. The frog sound, that was loud. All right, and let's escape out of here. All right, you can, through download, through see all, You can save as a PowerPoint presentation. You can save to Google Drive, OneDrive. You can make it a website. I can make this file that I made today. I can make this a website. So there is a URL that is random, and I can make it a website so that I could just give them a link and they can go look at it. All right. So there's lots of options on here. Toy around with it. But that's what I have for you today. I hope this tutorial helped you. If you have any questions at all, please put them in the comments and I'll answer. And please subscribe for more Canva tips. Have a good day.